So this is our Tinkercad home last tutorial video for you guys. What we're going to do with the Tinker Home, you also have to add some elements to it that make it your own. And those elements might be a car, motorcycle, something like that that you want to put in. So what I've done is I've clicked on the gallery in Tinkercad. So from our dashboard, you would click on your dashboard up at the top. You have your toolbar. You click on the gallery, brings you to this. Now you'll see something different maybe because this changes daily as to what we've got. I'm going to go here to search and I want to look for a car. So I'm going to look for a hot rod, right? There's a type of a car that I want to look for. And here are different cars that we have that are available for it. Actually, I didn't really search for it, but I got this little VW surf truck. Oh, here's a little Volkswagen VW. Here's a hot rod car. That's a pretty cool little car there. Tinker Toy truck. I kind of like that one. So I find one that I want to do. Now, you have to make sure that your file is no bigger than 25 megabytes. And so when you're looking at this, what you're going to do is you can't really tell when you're looking at it, but what we're going to do is we'll download it. So I click on the download button to download this. Download it as an STL file, and that will download it to my Chromebook called Tinker Toy Truck. Now, once you've downloaded it to your Chromebook, you can't open it up on your Chromebook. So don't think I did something wrong because your Chromebook can't open a file. You have to open it in the Tinkercad file. So I'm going to go back by clicking on the Tinkercad logo to my designs, open up my Tinker Home project that we're working on. To get back in working on it, I'm going to click on the Tinker this. And I'm going to want to import in my garage or my car. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go up here to import, choose a file. I'm going to choose this Tinker Toy truck and I'm going to import it. And what we can do is we can start with the scale where it is and shrink it down, or we can already scale it down. So it's going to come in at 100% size. I have a feeling it's going to be too large. So I'm going to import it in at 50% scale. So I'm going to hit the import button and see what happens there. Now, don't worry if it comes in huge, we'll fix it. So our file is coming in here. Well, we'll give it a second, see if we can get this to come in. Oh, you notice that it put it right inside my house. So I got to go in and drag the car out. So it dropped it right inside the house. So it's still a little big for my house, but there's my model. So now what I can do is I can shrink this down even more. So I can make it a little skinnier. I can make it a little shorter. I can make it a little thinner if I want to. You just play with it to get the dimensions right. I can change the color of my car. I'm going to make this a red hot rod. And then what I can do is I'm going to drag my hot rod and I'm going to drop it in the garage of my house. So I've got my hot rod here in my house and I've got it parked out there on the side, right? There's all kinds of things that you can import or bring in. So now I've got a hot rod sitting on the side of my house, and we would import in other things that we would like to do to make and add to them. Now, if I wanted to, I could add to this. I could bring in a work plane, put a work plane on the side of the car right here, and put a text shape in. And that text, I could shrink the text way down. I could put my initials on the car. I could make the car say something. Maybe I want to call it Rod because it's a hot rod. So I could call this Rod. And we'll close that shape up and I can move this over to using this black dot to help us move it forward and back. I can drag it by moving it sideways here. And I'd have to come and get my view here. Oh, I moved it too far back, so I got to move it this way some. And this is where it takes. You got to get your view all changed, right? So I'm gonna grab it and maneuver this to get this. Get that kind of shaped right. Click on here. Oh, let's get this. There it is. And so again, I got to move my shape here. Well, that's still pretty big, so I got to shrink that down. Let's make that 2. Let's make that 8. See what that looks like. So I might want to take off my work plane here and see kind of how this is looking. So it's kind of there. I got to drop it down just a little bit. I'm going to bring this back some so that it's there. I gotta slide this over some and push it back some into the car. And when I click off of it, there it is. So now I've got, it says rod on my car. So we've added something to it, made it so it's kind of our own. So this is going to be really how you kind of customize and add the things to your Tinker home. Pets, animals, furniture on the outside, fountains, all kinds of awesome things that you can create, tinker, and add. Notice when I brought this car and I didn't just keep it as a car. I had to add something to it to make it our own. We don't just copy and bring items in. We got to do something to kind of make it so that we're remixing it and turning it into something else, so that we've got this. Good luck on the rest of your Tinker home.